Good evening, Jason Hunter, Ward 1. 2 weeks ago I came here and I demonstrated why the city attorney's explanation for why the resolutions amending the Master Fringe Benefit and Salary Plan wasn't required for his and Mr. Russo's contract was rubbish. It's rubbish. And I want to touch briefly on that again tonight before getting into some disclosure problems I've identified with the city manager's mortgage. Okay. First, our city attorney states that our charter officers aren't covered under Section 701 of the charter. I show Section 403. It shows that the mayor and members of the council have to get their compensation fixed by ordinance and then later by resolution. Next slide. So then I go back to Section 701 and I look at the title of it, and it says officers and employees generally. We already know the elected officers are covered in Section 4. So when we go to the bottom here and it says the city council, subject to provisions in the charter, shall provide for the numbers, types, qualifications, powers, duties, and compensation of all officers and employees. Who the heck are they talking about if not the 3 charter officers? They've got to be covered under Section 7, Article 7. Have to be. Okay, next slide. So the municipal code enacts all this, and it says there, provide for the compensation. You guys are in the Master Fringe Benefits and Salary Plan. The council is. The mayor is. Right? So does it make any sense that every employee of the city, every elected officer of the city is covered under this Master Fringe Benefit and Salary Plan, but somehow magically the 3 charter officers aren't, and only since last November? And for these 2 contracts, come on, who really believes that? Okay? So secondly, the city attorney told us the resolution was offered as a courtesy and not an obligation, despite language in past resolutions to the contrary. Okay, next slide, please. And you'll see here, I got an email from our past HR director, Brenda Diedrich, saying the resolution for the changes to implement the city attorney's contract, that was for Gary Geuss's contract in 2015. Okay, so next. So this is just, this is not an issue just of appropriate executive compensation anymore. This is a conspiracy to embezzle in public monies, and people need to take this very seriously. So now, onto the mortgage, okay? So this is my problem here, and it comes down to that this wasn't disclosed. I know that John and I talked about it briefly in an email, but I think that should have been mentioned as part of your contract, that you were cashing out money, because generally when you do this with a bank, you take money out, there's extra due diligence that goes into it. You ask for credit scores, you ask for appraisal. There's other information that's required when you do a cash out refinance. And secondly, we were told that the mortgage didn't cost anything. Next slide. Had the same interest rate as the short-term investment rates. But I did a public records request, and it's been revealed that that was not true. The interest on this loan to start is actually a percentage point lower. It's 0.4%. Okay, so for a guy that staked his reputation on transparency, that seems to be a little bit dishonest to me, and I don't think full disclosure was given on the mortgage part of that contract. Thank you.
Thanks, public comments. Excuse me, Tracy Hill.